Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I rise to support this, what I call a very progressive bill. Honorable Maua, initially as I looked at your bill, I asked myself, why didn't this come as an omnibus? But with hindsight, I saw that this particular instrument that is being proposed has a far-reaching effect, more than just a line on an omnibus. So for that reason, as this becomes a stand-alone bill, I support it, and I support it largely on three areas. Firstly, our Constitution today talks about devolution and decentralization. When we say County Education Board as the epicenter of coordinating education in the county, looking at the rise in population, the configuration of what you call sub-counties today, there are constituencies that have 3 or 4 sub-counties because of vastness that the population live from each other. And on the onset, I want to countenance what Honorable Kenan there said, that let us look at the counties as the epicenter of this devolution. And I tend to disagree with them, because we are basically decentralizing only to centralize again at the constituency. So for that reason, the elephant in the room for Honorable Maua to convince the Committee of Budget is that this will require quite a bit of money to be put into the education sector. Beyond that, I think all other factors remaining constant, this is a very important bill that we in this House must support. And particularly, I want to say again, for those of us who are pastoralists, who come from ASAL, our major difficulties today, although we are told education is one, but we find that education is on 2 tiers. The education of the first counties in this country and the education of those who are far-flung away from the center. So there are 2 types of education. And so for that reason, when we begin to decentralize education at the grassroots, then they are going to reach every corner of this country. Honorable Speaker, with CBC, this is the way to go. Today, in the constituency of Saku, there are schools that when it rains, actually the education team cannot reach that place. You leave only the teachers, the parents, and the students to be in that school. If it rains for the next 3 months, then those schools are cut off. But when you have a sub-county team that can use all means to access that institution, then I think that is the way to go. In terms of supervision, Honorable Speaker, me and you, we know that one of the difficulties of having low turnout, low performance, low everything in education in our region, in this country, is because of supervision. That the county education board is 300-400 kilometers from some of our constituencies. So that makes it so difficult for them to even arrange logistics to be able to supervise, not even day to day, even on monthly basis. Honorable Speaker, also, this has to do with promotion of teachers, postings. When somebody has a first-hand information on what really goes on. On the constitution of the board members, what I think, Honorable Maua, you need to take into account is as soon as you have laid down the bottom, what is the basic education requirement, you must make it basic as opposed to it appearing to be the ceiling. That the basic is post-secondary for all the members, but they can have university education and also specialize in certain fields. But from the look of it, from the drafting, it appears that that appears to be the basic, which I think members are uncomfortable with, and I think you have been guided as well on the same. Finally, Honorable Speaker, it is about registration of schools, funding in the schools, and also things like a school feeding program. This would be best placed to address those issues. Today, it takes us not even months, year, for a school to be registered. Basically because that board, I think, meets 2 times or 3 times a year. But a sub-county education board can actually meet every 2 months, every 3 months, or even every month if there is that emergency that is required to be attended to within a constituency or within a sub-county. With those remarks, I support this very progressive law proposed, and I ask all colleagues to support it. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.